The famous philosopher T.I. once said, "Big things poppin', little things stoppin'."
And it's no different here at USC. Let's get the ball rolling.
Welcome back to Sports Scene in Studio C of the Julie Chen, Leslie Moonves, and CBS Media Center. I'm Ken Masenchi.
And I'm Evan Budrovich. As much as I love this place, let's start talking some sports.
Well, Trojan baseball is still in the top 10 despite losing 2 out of 3 to crosstown rival UCLA Bruins last weekend. Tuesday's 12-inning victory over Pepperdine gives USC momentum heading into another big Pac-12 series against Oregon.
Every team in this Pac-12 can play ball and can beat any single team. So we still have to make sure because they can hit, they can pitch, and so if we don't come every single game, we're in for it.
And the Trojans are 2-3 in their last 5 games, but should look forward to feasting on some Ducks, who are just 4-8 in Pac-12 play this season. So Evan, you're the voice of USC Baseball. You're getting ready for another big series this weekend. I have a couple questions for you just to figure out the state of USC. Like I said, 2-3 in their last 5. What has been their downfall the last couple games?
Well, good competition, first of all. You're playing a UC Santa Barbara team that's ranked, UCLA that's also top 10. It's hard to beat good teams, but as much as the resurrection of this program has been promising, there's going to be some bumps along the road. And if you didn't expect to lose to top teams, then you're just not playing the best competition.
And do you see a letdown possibly happening from this UCLA series?
Well, that's the big thing, right? The Oregon series, if you lose 2 out of 3 there, especially at home, you have to wonder, where's the focus of this team? Where is the mindset with Coach Hub's squad? Because then you start falling in the rankings in the Pac-12 and teams start catching you up.
So how do they turn it around against the Ducks and make sure they don't fall in those rankings?
Well, it's the offense, to be honest. They have 6 guys hitting over 300 this year. They need more production offensively. In that UCLA series, they lost 2 of those games because they just couldn't score enough runs. And when you're not putting up the offense, it doesn't matter how good you're pitching. These Pac-12 teams can also swing it. You have to get some support offensively.
So who do you need to see step up, or who has been stepping up and kind of carrying the team through this that you want to see keep going?
Well, Bobby Stahl's been fantastic, keeping a hitting streak alive, getting close to 20 games now. But more importantly, this team has to hit with runners in scoring position. They have not done it well lately, and when they're able to get those big hits, like you said in the Pepperdine game, you get a hit in extra inning, you win the game. If you can get those type of hits, you're usually going to win more than you lose.
Well, USC will take on Oregon on Friday at 6 o'clock is the first game. You can listen to old Evan here on the radio, and the Trojans are 16-5 at home this season.
Second-ranked women's tennis is brewing up for the top spot on the line against UCLA. The women of Troy have been rolling in Pac-12 play, but are looking to revenge an early season loss against the Bruins.
It is UCLA, and we're always excited to play UCLA, having the big rivalry, so it'll be fun, and we're really excited.
I'm expecting it to be really tough considering last time we lost 3-4 in a third set tiebreak, and they finally got their 1 player back, so it's going to be harder.
The women of Troy have now won 17 of their last 18 matches overall and have downright dominated in the Pac-12 with first place on the line in Thursday's battle. So for a better preview of that success, we serve it over to Ken with one of the best players on the squad.
Thank you, Evan. And now to give us an inside perspective into the women's tennis team's success, we welcome Zoe Skandalis here. Zoe, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
So first question I have, team is ranked 2nd in the country. You were ranked 1st for the first time since 2003. What has been the big turnaround this season?
Well, we have a lot of experience. We have 3 of us seniors, and then we got this brand new group of freshmen who are amazing girls. They, more than just being great tennis players, they have great hearts, and I think our coaches have grown too. I've seen like everyone just improve over the last 4 years, so super exciting, yeah.
That's good. And this one's from Evan. You've seen the men's team win championships while you've been here.
Yeah.
Does that fire you up now that you're in a position to get one?
Oh, totally. I mean, I think we learn a lot from them, and it's so exciting to watch them like every step of the way. And then every day we're practicing, we see the number of championships. So it's definitely like a reminder, and yeah, so they're inspiring for us for sure.
And now Thursday, senior day, last game at Mark Stadium. What has it been like reflecting on the last 4 years? I know you probably haven't had time to reflect on the last 4 years, but just thinking about it right now, what has been the biggest takeaway?
I mean, yeah, every day I'm like realizing it more and more, and it's like, oh man, like you can't beat this. Like you have your girls and you have the coaches and you're working together for this like common goal. It's something you'll never have again in your life. So I'm just trying to embrace every moment, but I couldn't ask for anything better. I mean, UCLA, it's like the atmosphere is crazy. We're getting all our friends, our family are coming out. It's going to be intense. It's for the Pac-12 title. I mean, it's the best, so
And yeah, it is against UCLA, like you said. How much does that add to it, or is it really just another match to get to the championship, or does this really mean something because it is UCLA?
I mean, both. Definitely, it is just another match, and we're trying to, I guess, approach it and try to improve week to week. But at the same time, there's something sweeter about it being, I mean, the rivalry Bruins, Trojans, and we had a really close battle the last time we played them. And beating them at home last match, I'm a senior. I'm going to play a senior. Like, lots of history there. It will be sweet. So
I can feel it.
Oh, yeah.
I feel excited.
Yeah.
And you won 6 Pac-12 Player of the Week awards. Just throughout your career, 4 years of just excellence. Where does that, you came in ready as a freshman and you're leaving as a senior even better. But where does that come from? Where does that preparation come from and just the ability to succeed so quickly?
Wow. Well, thank you. That sounds good. I mean, I don't really think about that stuff when you say it. I'm like, wow, really? That's cool. But no, I mean, I'm working every day as hard as I can with the coaches, and they like watch over my game and where I'm going in the future. And I mean, yeah, we're definitely not trying to add up those things, but when you're fighting your butt off for the team, good things happen. And yeah, so I'm just trying to move ahead. We have a month left, so every day you're trying to just get a little bit better and yeah, trying to keep it moving forward.
And part of that success comes from you're very good at both doubles and singles. And you have to kind of turn the switch after a doubles match. You have to go to singles. Where does that mentality, what is the difference? What changes?
Well, I think during the doubles, that's an energy that's so fun because we're more, like, tennis is a very individual sport, and when it's doubles, though, and we're right next to each other, it's like a closer, we got to work as a whole unit to get that doubles point, and it's really important. And there's something really competitive. I think it's louder, and it's really fun to have a really close friend doing it together. And but you definitely have to let go of whatever it is. Either if it's a really close doubles point and you edge out the other team, or you lose like a heartbreaker or whatever, you gotta be able to put that behind you, win or lose, and then get your game plan, get the energy back up in that 10 minutes, and just go after it. So, yeah.
And then we talked about it off camera. Mom was a rugby player. Dad was a triathlete. Your cousin was a ranked tennis player.
Yeah.
Family full of athletes.
Yeah.
How has that helped you?
Well, we're all competitive, and we all, it's just expected. We're all gonna play sports. We're all gonna try and be the best we can, and I guess that's like a value, like just a value thing. But my dad always was saying attitude and effort growing up. He's a coach as well, so he's on me all the time. And my mom, when I see her playing, she's like the most competitive, fierce, like crazy woman. So she's inspiring for me too. And they both, my brother, all of them just work ridiculously hard. So I think that work ethic has passed along to me as well. So
okay, so let's imagine national champ. What comes next? You're gonna have your degree in hand. What comes next?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep playing. I love this game so much. I can't put my rackets down. I'm just gonna keep going after it. I have a dream, and I'm gonna work for it, and I just gotta embrace the battles and challenges that come with it. But I'm excited. It's the next stage. I'm definitely gonna miss it here, but I'm gonna love the next step as well. So.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, and good luck to you. Come bring a national championship back to USC.
Let's go.
And now we send it back over to Evan in Studio B.
Well, thanks, Ken. We're here shifting over a studio to talk about USC Champions. A lot of teams in the top 10 this year. And guys, who is your team to look out for, Jacob, to win a championship this season?
For me, it's going to be Women's Tennis. They're ranked number 2 in the country. They started off the season as 14, moved their way all the way up the rankings, and they have really 2 rocks that are going to lead them to success. It's going to be Sabrina Santa Maria and Juliana Olmos. Those 2 both ranked number 20 in the country, and they're on a 10-game winning streak. And I think the match that's really going to be crucial to see if they can pull it off is going to be against UCLA tomorrow. The number 5 Bruins actually upset them in Westwood earlier, but if USC can get revenge, that's going to really set them up for a deep tournament run.
I actually think it's going to be women's tennis volleyball. They came into the season ranked number 3 in the country, but now they're number 1 because they've gone undefeated. They started off the season in Hawaii, and they beat the number 1 Hawaii. It swept them. They then went to beat number 4 Florida State, and now they're heading into the Pac-12 Invitational, led by All-American freshman Sarah Hughes and senior Bria Russ, who's undefeated in her pair matching. So I think they have a chance.
So, Paolo, since the NCAA championships don't apply until next year, who do you think is a wild card team that could sneak up in your rankings?
I think it's going to be men's tennis. I mean, they've had a tough year because they've had some upsets from Tulsa and Stanford, but they've also had good wins against number 14 UCLA and number 7 Georgia. They have the number 6 player Yannick Hanfman, and so if they get on a run here late, they could go on and win it all again.
And Jacob, we saw last year men's tennis rose to the top of the rankings at the end of the year, made a nice run to the championship. Do you see a team like that possibly this year?
For me, it's women's water polo. You can never count out head coach Jovan Vavic. They're ranked number 3 in the country right now, but they're riding a 7-game winning streak. They went to Berkeley last week and beat Cal on the road. And they do have losses to UCLA and Stanford, and if they're going to win the national title, they're going to have to beat Stanford in Palo Alto, where the NCAAs are this year. But if they can somehow upset the Cardinal along the road, there's no reason to count out women's water polo.
So it looks like if USC wants to keep their streak alive, winning championships every year since 2007, they need some non-revenue help in this upcoming spring. So that's it for us, and guys, back to you.
Thanks, Evan. As the regular season for spring sports is wrapping up, let's take a look at where all the different teams stand. Top-ranked sand volleyball had quite a dominant week. The Trojans swept both Irvine Valley College and Concordia 5-0 on Tuesday. These wins tied a USC program record as they now hold a 21-match winning streak. The Trojans look to break this record when they host the Pac-12 Invitational this weekend and finish off the regular season. Meanwhile, women's lacrosse sophomore attacker Michaela Michael has received a lot of recognition for her strong recent play. She was named MPSF Offensive Player of the Week and the Epic Lacrosse Magazine National Player of the Week. The women of Troy had now had 4 Offensive Weekly Players of the Week and boasts 5 Rookie of the Week honors. They were led by Caroline DeLira and Amanda Johansson on the offensive end.
We have 3 huge games left in the season, and we need to make sure that we're finishing strong and we're continuing to get better. We just need to clean up a couple things here and there. So it's just a matter of looking at the film and using this week to prepare.
The Trojans hit the road for their final 3 regular season games starting on Friday at UC Davis. They will then take on Stanford, which will be broadcasted live on the Pac-12 networks. On the courts, men's volleyball has a big week coming up as they look towards their regular season last games. The Trojans need a pair of victories in their final games in order to secure a home advantage for the first round of the MPSF tournament.
When we go there, we need to really come out aggressive because that's a place where you could easily get a game. They can take a game off you, so you don't want to get too complacent, and we just need to come out aggressive and focus on what we need to do.
They look to grab those wins starting this Thursday on the road against Cal Baptist and finally ending up back in the Galen Center on Saturday. The number 9 men's tennis team also look for a strong regular season finish as they take on rival Bruins Thursday in Westwood. Tied with UCLA for the 2nd rank in the Pac-12, a win for the Trojans would most likely secure that 2nd position. A strong seeding is crucial for the upcoming Pac-12 tournament.
We have the Bruins on Thursday, and I think we'll have a really good mindset going into that and be ready to go.
We all know that UCLA is always a good match. They always want to beat us too. So it's always a good battle, and we're definitely not going to underestimate them or overestimate them.
The Trojans look to carry their momentum from their last UCLA matchup, where they beat the Bruins 4-1 at home last month. Finally, the women's water polo team has finished their last at-home game of the year with a splash as they beat San Jose 21-6. The win was also a sweet way to celebrate senior day for the leaders of the team.
They have a pretty well-rounded team. So I think it's not so much what we need to do to stop them necessarily, but more so what we need to focus on ourselves in terms of our level of play.
Number 3, USC will also head to crosstown rival UCLA on Saturday for their final regular season game. The win will carry great importance for the final MPSF standings. Well, that's all for this week's Lighting the Torch. Let's head over to Jody with some social media highlights from the spring game.
Thanks, Reed. Here at the Sports Pod, we have some great reactions from Twitter about Saturday's spring game. It was a great time for fans to get up close and personal with the Trojans. Fans even had a chance to interact with players on the field and get autographs after the game. To kick things off, here's a picture of 6'9" Zach Banner all smiles and fighting on with some young fans after the spring game. When asked to take a picture, Antoine Woods even offered to pick up with the little boy. It's always great to see some Trojan family love. USC legend Ronnie Lott was at the game and showed some love for safety Sua Cravens. He tweeted out after the game, "Great time at the USC game. Saturday, Sua Cravens was my defensive MVP. Big future on and off the field. The next Troy from Troy?" It was obvious that the game was a memorable time for fans and players who both can't wait for the fall season to kick off. Now we send it over to Ken back in Studio C.
Thanks, Jody. Well, you've seen all the tweets about the spring game. Now it's the chance to catch the highlights. Sports Scene was all over the Coliseum covering the game, and here's the best of the best.
All in all, it's a good day for Trojan football. We obviously still have a lot of work to do to get ready for fall camp and then ultimately get ready to play. But for 15 spring practices, I'm pleased with what we were able to accomplish.
It's better. Like I said, the guys are able to come in and play and perform at a high level.
I think we've all become a lot more comfortable. We've become a lot more familiar with each other, and I think that's helped us. It's such a big difference one year to another year makes, and I think it showed this spring.
I'm just having fun, man. Hey, man, if Adore can do a flip in the bowl game, can I at least do something? So, I didn't think of it at the time. I was like, I do something. And I saw the GoPro, so I just dunk it. Easy dunk.
Yeah, whichever day it is, they're trying to tell me just stay over there. So today, they were a little upset on the defensive side that I was over there on offense and called me a traitor. But that's every day.
Lots of great plays and excitement there as the Trojans work with championship aspirations. The good news, 142 days till the Trojans kick off the 2015 season.
So in case you missed it, guys, the Trojans had a special guest patrolling the stands during their baseball game against UCLA. We went about following a day in the life of Tommy Trojan, and it's getting rowdy up in here.
For Sports Scene, I'm Jacob Friedman here with the USC Trojan mascot. Back to you in the studio, Evan and Ken.
Props to the staff for hanging in there, as sources close to the situation confirmed that Tommy Trojan's been known to heckle the media here and there. Guess he didn't catch our show this time.
I guess not. Well, as T.I. also said, what you know about that? Well, you know all about Trojan athletics now.
That's all I got. See you later, guys. Have a good week.